The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.
That's what our phase is and the way we're describing them here. But it is absolutely that serious. We either have to do something or we're going to totally lose the United States of America that we've known for over 230 years. And too much blood, body parts, family destruction have been sacrificed. And we just cannot tolerate it. Now, down there in phase 3, where we're talking about individuals, we're really not. We're talking about principles that these individuals communicate. These individuals reflect strong constitutional grounding. That is exactly what we need in the new leadership. Now, whoever that is will have a tremendous challenge, a tremendous task to straighten out the damage that this Obama administration has caused primarily, although some of it goes back to some of the other administrations that have put us on this sort of a slippery slope into where we are today. Mm-hmm. Because we simply have not stood by the Constitution. We've made exceptions and said, well, you know, maybe this is not so bad, or we'll sacrifice a little bit of freedom for this, mm-hmm. and we're where we are. So it's a difficult challenge, and I'm saying we don't have all the answers right now, but we have got to start, and we've got to make it known that we're in such a terrible condition. We really have no choice. We can either rise up or we can surrender. And I won't. You know, I'll go on my knees before the Lord, but I won't before a tyrant such as Barack Obama. Right. I'd rather stand and die than do that.
Well, and you're saying that this will all begin May 16th. Operation American Spring, there is no end date put here because, like you say, it doesn't end until the tyrants have left office and some of them placed up before tribunals and charged with crimes against the state here. You know, we are friends with Sheriff Joe Arpaio and Mike Zullo, and they have a tremendous amount of evidence that Barack Obama is not eligible to serve as president of the United States. We're waiting for any day now for breaking news on that front. But what we do know is that he is definitely not eligible to even be president, which is why I think the Lord is raising up people like yourself to get him out, because he's a fraud. And you know, that is our take on that. And Eric,
well, I couldn't agree with you more there. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I could not agree with you more, because many of us were screaming to high heaven in 2008 when he was even a candidate. It surely didn't take a rocket scientist to look through him and see what he was, and ask, who is this guy?
Right.
We didn't know anything about him and still don't.
And we still don't.
Except for the investigations, like you said, of Sheriff Arpaio and others who have clearly documented that there's no way he is qualified in accordance with the Constitution to serve as in the office of president. Well, listen,
Colonel Riley, it's been an awesome pleasure to talk with you. This is all in its infancy stages. And we look forward to seeing this progress into something that, unlike anything America has ever seen, as far as standing up for the Constitution is the framework for the country. Without it, the country will collapse like a poorly built house of cards, because the Constitution is the recipe for a country, and the United States just happens to be the greatest country that's ever been. And the world has seen the greatest prosperity that it has ever seen due to the freedom efforts of the United States of America. And if you doubt that, then you need a solid history lesson, folks. I mean, I live up here in Canada, and Canada, 80% of the Canadian population lives within 100 miles of the U.S. border, and it's not just for the weather. It's because the American dollar feeds the world, and Canada is in bad shape financially. I'm the Canadian correspondent, but most of our operations take place in the United States of America, and the Americans are hurting bad, and so is the rest of the world. So we've got to get behind this Colonel's effort. This guy's got a lot of credibility. We've all been praying for someone with credibility, with clout, and this Colonel is a godly man. And it's time to rise up. P.P. Simmons is in full support of you, Colonel, and I just want to thank you for taking the time today. And I look forward to hopefully getting you back on as things progress here. I suspect you're going to get busy here very soon, if you're not already.
We are, and I want to make clear that that I am just a small link in this. We have general officers who are expressing support, and some of them are open along the same lines that we are, demanding that this administration go. And one of them that's the strongest, who's willing to step out and stand for exactly what we need, is General Paul Valley.
Oh yes.
And we see a exponential energy, people coming out and joining us, and we're going to lock arms. We're going to stand shoulder to shoulder, and we're going to do what we believe God is leading us to do and what the United States Constitution demands.
The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.